Alright guys, so this past week we got some huge news on the esports front. The Capitals, Ducks, Jets, and Lightning all announced big tournaments following the Leafs esports event. Things are looking great. So today I'm going to go over all the info and things that you need to know for the next upcoming events. I'm No Sleeves 12. So first, let's talk prizing. We'll start with the Capitals and Lightning as they announce kind of in tandem about their events. First place in either of these events is going to net you $5,000, where second place is going to get you $3,000, and for the Capitals event, you'll get $2,000 for coming in third, whereas the Lightning, it looks like they dropped their prizes down to $1,500 for that event. For the Jets, you get $4,500 for coming in first, plus a Winnipeg Jets jersey and a participation, obviously, in the grand final match. The runner-up in that event will get $2,000. The Xbox One and PlayStation 4 runners-ups is going to get $500 in a Jets jersey, and then 5th to 8th is going to get a Winnipeg Jet jersey. Now, I need to mention, travel is paid for. Nuts. The Leafs event that just is about to conclude, unfortunately, didn't have that, and it did impact, some of the top players from around North America not being able to participate because it is only in Southern Ontario. Now, for the Capitals, Jets, and Lightning, it looks like travel is accommodated. Unfortunately, with the Jets, it excludes Hawaii and Alaska. RIP John Wayne. But everyone else, if you qualify, you're going to get to go to the event, and it's going to be on their dollar, which is great for the esports scene because it doesn't exclude anyone, and all the top players are going to be involved in these events. So let's talk dates real quick. I need to give a shout out to TDI. He put together a document that you need to go and view. I'm going to pull it up right here. It is super convenient to be able to see all of the info and all of the dates that you need to know for these events. You need to hit him up on Twitter at TDI Hockey, and I'll post his link in this video's description. He's going to have all the news and whatnot as far as the event goes when anything is released. But let's go over the dates and things that you need to look into. So guys, this is TDI's handy dandy calendar. It's fantastic. He put in a ton of work, and all you've got to do is go to his Twitter and it'll be right there for you. You guys will also have the link down below. He did a fantastic job on this, and all you have to do is click on each thing and it'll give you all the info you need to know. It's fantastic, idiot proof. So let's start with January 3rd. It's when the Jets open registration at 9 a.m. You can register for the Jets event. Following later that day is the Maple Leafs Grand Finals for their esports event. It's been an awesome run the last 2 months. I got to play in it as well as go to the October kind of meetup, I guess, where Daddy Padre won $2,500 at that event. He's also in the Grand Finals against Gren. That's going to be a fantastic day. Now, later on in the following week, we've got the Capitals and Lightning. They're opening up their registration. It's going to be on a different website from the Jets and Leafs. World Gaming handled the Jets and Leafs events, and it was fantastic. Looks like a different website is going to take care of the Lightning and Capitals. So, following that day, it looks like the Capitals and Lightning is only going to be on PlayStation. From what I can see throughout the event, it hasn't been 100% confirmed, I don't believe, but it looks like it's just PlayStation for these events. So the Capitals, it looks like, is going to be every Saturday, 4 Saturdays in a row. The final 2 that make it for the finals that day will be invited to the LAN, where it's going to be 1v1, and the top 8 are going to battle it out to get to go to the finals. So then the next week, we've got the Jets tournament starting. It looks to be Xbox and PlayStation, so that's good to hear. It's going to be, again, this weekend is when the first online qualifier is. It's 14 years or older for the Jets, 16 for the Capitals and Lightning. Do need to mention that. Now, also need to mention travel is going to be paid for these 3 events, so it doesn't exclude anyone in North America. You're going to get to see the best players in NHL, whereas the Leafs was Southern Ontario, so it was obviously a little bit more restricted when it came to who got to go. Now, the Capitals, again, the following weekend is their 3rd event qualifier. Again, final 2 will make the top 8 for the LAN, and then the Jets the following weekend is going to be another online qualifier. Starting in February, on February 2nd, the Lightning begins. It looks like it's only going to be 1 weekend. So, guys, you need to make sure that the 2nd and 3rd, you've either got it off or you're going to call in sick, because you're only going to get 1 shot at the Lightning, and that's going to be on February 2nd and 3rd. The Capitals' 4th event does take place on the 2nd. Now, to qualify for the playoffs, it looks like in those other qualifiers for the Jets, the online closed qualifiers, give me a playoff kind of matchup. And it's going to take place on the 9th and 10th, and the winners of those are get to go to the grand finals for the Winnipeg Jets on the Monday here, and that's going to be a fantastic event. Again, I don't know how many times you're going to get to go to Winnipeg, so it's good to see if you can't qualify for that, the grand finals there. And then the Capitals event, the top 8 1v1 LAN is going to take place in Washington. Again, travel seems to be paid for, which again is a fantastic step. And then it looks like on February 16th, the Lightning top 4 1v1 LAN will take place. And this is going to be a best of 3 in both the semifinals and finals. That's going to be an awesome day. Again, and you get to go to Tampa, Florida on the 16th. So that is on the 16th of February. It's going to be a fantastic bunch of months of hockey, guys, and these are just the newest ones that have been announced. I expect many more teams are going to get involved once they see the popularity of this. Now, we need to discuss the beta. EA is rolling back based on fan feedback. They are going back to the beta tuner. It's going to happen in the middle of January. I would suspect this week, these 2 weeks right here would be when it is going to take place, meaning that for these qualifiers, okay, the Capitals 2 and the Capitals 3 and the Jets 1 and 2, you're going to play on the beta tuner, meaning that L2 is going to give you that little speed burst. There's goalies going to be making ridiculous saves. Again, EA is doing this to test and see what things need to be brought back and what things need to be adjusted so that they can make the game as best as possible. But it is going to happen in the middle of January, so you're going to have to be prepared for that. Alright, so guys, I need to mention that whatever qualifier you're playing for, whether it be the Jets, Lightning, or Capitals, you've got to be that team. You've got to be Washington for Washington's event, Tampa for Tampa's event, and the Jets for the Jets event. They're all great versus teams, so it's not really going to matter all that much. Need to mention how to actually practice for these events. If you are not in the esports scene for NHL, meaning you haven't tried and qualified for the other events, you think that you're pretty good at it, or you at least want to give it a shot, here's what I would recommend. You need to be on Twitter or in any of the NHL streams that has a lot of viewers. It could be Sod, it could be Nuge, it could be myself, it could be Gren, especially Gren, I would say in this, because a lot of the top players will hang out in there, and you're going to just ask for 1v1s. You need to ask to play the best. I would honestly just go on Twitter, and you can find out a lot of the best players from there. It's honestly the best way to go. If you look at the Leafs event, it's all big players that are in it. So, I mean, if you want to try and see if you can't play them, World Gaming also offers weekly $50 tournaments that are free to enter, I believe. So that would be a great place to start because a lot of the top players go there to try to earn some money. Those are on Friday. I believe there's also a $200 event happening as well on World Gaming. Hit up @BonesOnDemand on Twitter to find out more info about that, but hit up worldgaming.com and then the NHL, and you'll see all the current brackets and leaders and things you want to go after for that. But that would be my honest advice, guys. You need to start playing against the top players. If you can't play against one of the known top players, what I would do is just grind online versus for this next month. I would play as much as you can, try and get as high as you can, because at least if you're high on the online versus leaderboard, you're not going to play someone who isn't very good at the game. So that would be my my honest advice for practicing for this event. So guys, that was the news so far on esports for the NHL video game. It's looking fantastic, guys. I'm stoked that the competition is about to get that much better, especially with more and more teams announcing let's go Sharks, right? And yeah, so I'll be back with any other news and updates I find. Again, you guys need to follow @TDI Hockey on Twitter. Guy has put in a fantastic amount of information on his Twitter there. That calendar is unbelievable, and he's only going to add to it as far as the more events go, and it makes things super simple if you're planning on qualifying or trying to qualify for many of them. So again, the link is down below to his Twitter. Go ahead and follow, and the calendar is on his Twitter. Alright guys, so thank you for watching. I'm NoSleeves12. I'll see you guys next time.